Haven't been wearing that. Nope. I'm trying to work out what he means by something wearing that. Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Wait, my mask the mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? You never told me this. I do intend to do the rise from the ashes once the hoist is over. Because that was basically non-canon. In a sense. Even I didn't know that. Seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's alright. You know how sometimes things just... My soaked cup of coffee is staring up at me cold. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. I've been cured from my own Mask the Mask costume. No. When you came to? Yeah, I was passed out in the corner of the room. Do you know when your sin made no escape and to where? I'm afraid I don't really remember. Huh? Once they hit me, I also checked what was going on. I think that's when they made no escape. That's certainly a convenient story for you, isn't it? Certainly is, isn't it, Mr. Wright? It almost sounds practiced. I don't know why you're telling me. We heard this from Mr. Light yesterday, didn't we? Not much in this testimony either. Somo! Fuck. Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? Why, because of Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, that time, my brother was being blackmailed over the Mask the Mask issue. So I thought I should go with him just to be safe. Oh boy, let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. So it took a lot longer than I expected. A lot longer? What's he talking about? Press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. The cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened while I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body. What was that? Back up a second. Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss that dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. You mean that Mr. Light hit the body because he's a murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. The metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather, Judge. Took about 10 minutes. Okay, save again. Here we go. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, the security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Underlight really was a murderer, he would run as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, security guards have been heading his way. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there was a security person in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he would have known about him. But as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser, who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, was not something Mr. Light could have known. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. Sure bet now Mr. Light didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that, if he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Fine, let's say your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it could only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out upon Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. This is preposterous. It was his kid. Van der Light is the one who killed King Bullet. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked. He didn't die. Some clean bullet sounded the buzzer himself. No, blunt trauma to the head is near enough always kills automatically. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was never seen. How? Can I prove that it wasn't King Bullet who sounded the buzzer? The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. Fuck. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you're looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullet had really pressed himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind. Mandalay obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button, I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Wonderlight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button for your fingerprints? Order! 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 It would seem. Having 4 seats for... I wonder what blend number crow flavor coffee is. However, if the real killer was out of the scene, why wouldn't that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? Not if they were intending to set someone up. What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Looks like you're fresh out of politics. Don't you, Nick? Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullet at around 1 AM. The time of the murder. I had to quote that. And Mr. Delight just happened towards him when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. Oh ho! You got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? The killer knew that if they pressed that button, the guards would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes, although as it turns out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, King Bullet, who was already dead. The defendant, Wonderlight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Wonderlight. And if any security guards came in here at that time, they'd think that was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Wonderlight for murder. Just hold on, let me build tension a bit. Order! 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 It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, even made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one only masks. Nick, you mean the real killers? I'm going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I haven't decided proof yet. But think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he'd been called the KB security analyst. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullet. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Here was it that framed Mr. Von Delight for the murder of Kane Bullet. Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace detective. Look at me. You mean Master Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the comics is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullet. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the most serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to capital punishment. There. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. Of course, the famous detective was a mask as well as Mask the Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty, Mask the Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordie Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask the Mask. Was Luke Hammy's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi? A guilty verdict as an alibi? You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Hammy's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. We're going to stop this trial and start that one. We need to do it now. Of course, let's assume you have proof the detective was the one who committed the murder. But yeah, I'm giving him a discount Australian accent. I'm not too good with accents, so that's why I say discount. Mr. Luke Hammy's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If he were to intrude and failed to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Light would be left with no grounds for appeal. I'm really sure about this. I bet it's only good when your life's the answer. Mr. Light, I believe in you. Mr. Light. So, please. I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice. Mia. Your Honor, defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh? Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atby to the stand. Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Sir Detective Atby?
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atby. You're the one who...
That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atby...
Hold it!
Wait, don't hand on your verdict yet. Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who is this Ose? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atby.
Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask?
That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Tried to give... Since he was Canadian, tried to give that judge a bit more of an accent. Wait, sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So she's still alive inside your heart.
Nicky boy!
Oh, Mr. Light. Is it true that the detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. He's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lottie Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atby want to kill King Bowler? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. Let's find some solid proof, and it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Hatby, please take the stand. Well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke Hatby has no idea what you mean. Royale is defective. Of course, I've been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been going on with me. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask the Mask? Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a good, generous reward upon returning their property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. Bingo! So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. Of course! Very well then, Luke Hatby, let us begin with a simple question. On October 12th at 1 AM, Kane Bullitt was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir George. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Hatby. Night and murder. Speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo. Everything else up until now is all part of his plan. Must be a secret of this picture as well. Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to see. Unfortunately, Miss Hatby, you still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is so foolish to know that he is a Have you been taking lessons from Von Karma? I think you're trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder. Okay, let me think about this. Nope. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I'm called the Mask and the Mask. Conveniently, that also means there's no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Are you saying that this is not impactfully careful? It could have been accomplished just up as Master the Mask to create an alibi. Oh ho, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Nah. Oh god, this is you. Thank fuck that hunch is wrong. It's Godot. It's Godot, of course. Shit of my life! Oh no, accomplice, it was at a different time. Give it up. The family was at KB Security during the murder. And the mask in this picture to be a fake. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right, that was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lottie Taylor 10 days before the heist. I mean, you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there's no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills. But if the urn was stolen from Lottie Taylor, well, he was the one watching it. So my photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is like... You were simply caught by the very camera that you had set up. We ought to do it like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as a perfect time after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad blue mountain. Looks like Bear got more information now. It's truly a killer. There's gonna be some fun in that photo. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lottie Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lottie Taylor's staff that fitted that picture's data. Fortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see! Better find something else slightly suspicious. Extrapolate on the possibility. Ah, here we go. Are you implying that this picture's a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. There's something in this photo that doesn't quite match my memory that night. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Why this is a blood stain. Ah, blood, now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colour at that. From blood to peaches. Judge sure I was going on his wild tangents. Yeah, this ain't frickin' Danganronpa. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright? The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime on news, and that the golden statue just happened to arrive in the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there at night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. This picture was really taken on that night, and that statue should have been there. When I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. Take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it now? Never mind you moved it. Your question is, why did you move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared for the answer. Army then. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Army. I thought Adrian because of the whole paint thing, tripping, box, and smashing, all that. Come now, sir lawyer, there you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy... Here's where about really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? Reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me, you pretended to be Mask and Mask, to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. And this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw, interest in various reasons like this. Just where in this picture? Okay.
Take that!
Lie is Master Mask. Are you saying that this Master Mask is a fake? You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? What possible connection could there be with Master Mask's identity? Fuck. Maybe not then. Naturally, lying this photo is a timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. Online question. New Academy went to KB security murdered Kane Bullet. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed besides warehouse or... Well... The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover the paint. Exactly. Luke Acme has already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah, so on the day of the crime, Mr. Dudley must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in the rocking chair factory, so to speak. Nah. It's true that the camera has been set up by the long stuff. However, the program used my data analytics. That alone allowed you to tamper with data. Order! Order! Mr. Goder, what's the meaning of this? I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. And let me go. Promise to drink no more than 17 during the trial. Which means I'm so good for that job. However, the defense is a very good point. Good point, so what? We are all but travelers on the road of infinite points. And I think he's got his points from some of his other points. So you say this photograph was taken at the time. And that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains maybe can never reach that dreams. That's very true. No way. Don't pull out your honor. Hey, Mr. The Mask. Yes. But there's no funny business in the actions of Master the Mask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court for your testimony about your plans to the sacred urn. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that here has my Israeli reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still tracking videos. Oh wait. Mr. Adby, if you really are Mr. Mask, you also want this call. Perfect. But of course, their problem, that coin card.